May 7th, 2019. The time is 2:04 p.m. This is our regular business meeting, amended agenda, and attending are Commissioners Duncan and Filios. Commissioner Brooks is excused. And so we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Michelle, would you lead us? Where's Michelle? Here you are.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So the first item, which is item C on your agenda, is the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
Yes, I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on the May 7th agenda.
And I will second.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. Motion carried. Item D, payables list.
I move that we approve the payables list for the week of April 29th through May 3rd in the amount of $485,552.18. There are no jury panel payments.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. Motion carried. Item E, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, looks like we have an addition and one that has been pulled. So we have the addition of item number 12. So I move that we amend the agenda to add item number 12, Resolution 2019-39. It's the district court fee, and it is time sensitive as the publications are requiring us to deal with this today.
Correct. And I second.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. Motion carried to make the amendment. Okay, item number F, action items. First item is a bid opening for the vehicle storage building for our sheriff's organization, specifically 911.
Sure. You just want me to read them? Okay. And how much would you like read? Okay, so,
Storage, KCSO. I guess the vendor
Yeah.
name and the amount,
okay.
and if there's any
And the-
contingencies.
And the one alternate.
The one alternate, please.
There you go.
Okay, oh, I see the alternate.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right, so this is for the vehicle storage, and it looks like it has electrical subcontractors, plumbing subcontractors, so there's gotta be a
Your
front
prime, there's your
page.
prime, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Mountain Dove Construction Company, and the bid base price is $547,377, and the alternate one is $52,622.
Can you also read the mechanical electrical listings?
That's the
Um,
subcontractor.
Yeah, so just the names of the subcontractors. Stillwater Electric for the electrical. Plumbing is R.L. Jacobs. HVAC is ACI Northwest.
Get that today.
Okay.
Did this go with it?
Nope, that's mine. Electrical. Okay, the second one is TML Construction. The base bid is $514,250. The alternate is $50,600. The electrical is Fuse Electrical, no plumbing subcontractor, and HVAC is AirTech Mechanical. right, the third bid is from National Native American Construction, and the base bid is $574,000, and the alternate is $48,000. Electrical subcontractors Fuse, no plumbing contractor, and HVAC is AirTech Mechanical.
And that appears to conclude our bid openings. There were 3 bids. Can I have a motion to accept the bids, please? Oh, do we have another?
Oh, hang on.
Sorry about that.
Just go-
Okay.
All right, and this one is from Meridian Construction. The base bid is $631,000, the alternate is $53,000. Electrical subcontractor is Fuse, plumbing subcontractor is AirTech, and HVAC is AirTech. And I move that we accept the bids and that for review for the department and legal.
And I second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye, motion carried. So item number 2 on the agenda, proclamation for National Police Week 2019.
Commissioners, Kim Edmondson for the record. I am here today to ask that we designate May 12th through the 18th, 2019 as Police Week and May 15th, 2019 as Peace Officers Memorial Day. Would you like me to read the resolution that's been prepared?
Yes, would you please?
Yes. Whereas there are more than 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, and whereas there have been 60,211 assaults against law enforcement officers in 2017, resulting in approximately 17,476 injuries, and whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, more than 23,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. And whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. And whereas 371 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 158 officers killed in 2018 and 213 officers killed in previous years. And whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 38th annual candlelight vigil on the evening of May 13th. I think that's probably going to be a typo there. And whereas the candlelight vigil is a part of the National Police Week, which takes place this year on May 12th through the 18th. Note, because May 12th falls on a Sunday, some events will take place before the official dates of Police Week 2019. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff. Now therefore be it resolved that Kootenai County formally designates May 12th through the 18th, 2019 as Police Week and May 15th, 2019 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in Kootenai County to honor those peace officers who through their courageous deeds have lost their lives or have become disabled in the performance of duty, and to publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation.
I move that we accept the proclamation of National Police Week 2019.
And I second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye, motion carried. Item number 3, Facility Solutions Agreement with Cintas with our Sheriff's Organization.
Commissioners, Ben Wolf here for the record. This is our standard contract with Cintas. It's an annual thing. It pays for the mechanics, shirts and pants and jackets that they wear working on the vehicles. They're then cleaned professionally, as well as the mats in the facilities that pick up all the grime and crud that comes in and out the doors. and they pick those up and clean them as well. This has been reviewed by legal, and
And obviously you're happy with their
we're
service?
happy with their service, yes, ma'am.
Go right ahead.
I move that we approve the Facilities Solutions Agreement with Cintas and KCSO.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 4, petition for abandonment, vacation right-of-way, Skeet and Track Club for the airport. Stephen?
Commissioner Stephen Curie for the record. This is an abandonment of a right-of-way for a piece of property that is a part of and platted in where the Track Club is. What came about is during an attempt to redo their lease agreements, it was found that we could not actually create their lease agreements because it's already platted and there's road right-of-way through it. In fact, we were questioning how we actually got a lease through in the first place. So we actually need to vacate this right-of-way as part of this agreement and then remove the plat so that we can actually redo that entire area. And this is just one of the first steps that we need to go through.
Okay.
All right.
Go right ahead.
I move that we approve the petition for abandonment, the vacation right-of-way at the Skeet and Track Club with the airport.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 5, extension of the contract for Paratransit demand response for our transit group. Kim?
Yes, this is exercising our option to extend the contract into year 2 with MV Transportation.
Okay. Any change in cost or?
There are some increases built in, they've been budgeted for, driver wages increases, things like that, it's minimal.
Okay, great. Motion.
I move that we approve the extension of contract with Paratransit Demand Response and our transit center.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 6, amended independent contract agreement for Sean Riley with the BOCC.
Correct.
There was just a couple changes that we felt better suited his ability to work in this capacity, which change of hours is kind of one of them, since typical contractors don't actually keep track of their hours, they bid by the job, and so that's kind of where we felt that this was appropriate. So Mr. Riley's hours are his own, and as long as he's completing our contract, then
You're
that's
fine. Okay. Legal okay?
Darren Murphy, you're prepared this agreement.
Okay. Sean?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. We added an insurance clause in there, and like you said, there was another little piece in there about, half my time on one project would be excluded from this, which that's never gonna happen anyway. So, and then the hours was taken out for obvious reasons, as Leslie said, so I'm
Okay.
fine with it. Yeah, I'm totally fine.
Good. Motion.
I move that we approve the amended independent contract agreement between Sean Riley and the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 8, grant application for operations.
7, QLess.
Oh, I'm sorry. 8's the one that's been pulled, okay. Item number 7, I stand corrected. Contract with QLess Department of Motor Vehicles, Assessor.
Yes, Commissioners,
Rich.
this is just the continuation of our contract with QLess. It's our, it's the management of the customer service as far as them coming in and checking in. So it's just a continuation of that, their annual agreement with them.
Any change? Any change in cost?
For next year, for 2020, there is a slight increase, yes.
Okay.
How is it working?
From the
You're
information.
nodding.
Yeah, from the information that we have, it's actually working very well. We hear a lot of very positive things about it, about people being able to schedule time, schedule their appointments. I'd say the one thing that we've kind of heard a little bit of feedback on is that we do shut the queue list down at about 4 to 5 to process everybody that's in the queue. by 5 o'clock. So sometimes we get someone that'll come in at 5 or 5 till 5, and the queue is full. And so they have to come back, so.
Okay.
In the past, if somebody's come in 5 to 5 and there's been a line, would they have been permitted to pull a paper or a number?
Yes.
Go ahead, Helen.
Yes, before the QLess system, people would come in, we would lock the door, cram everybody in the office, and then 5:30, one night it was 6:30, that they finally got out. So the QLess system, if they can't get in that day, they can make an appointment for the following day so that they know they can get in, right there on the kiosk, so they don't even have to use their phone.
Okay. So would you say it's a good return on investment?
Yeah, very much so. Especially, it has reduced our overtime budget, or our need for overtime. So,
Okay.
Motion.
I move that we approve the contract with QLess for the Department of Motor Vehicles and the Assessor.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Item number 8, grant application for Operation Stone Garden has been pulled. So we move on to item number 9, resolution 2019-45, surplus equipment for our assessor. Rich?
yes, this was a 10-year-old copier that has been replaced and is now surplus.
Motion?
I move that we approve resolution 2019-45, the surplus equipment for the assessor.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Item number 10, resolution 2019-46, treasurer authorization for the cancellation of penalties and interest as approved by the Board of County Commissioners. Lori?
Commissioners, thank you, Lori Thomas, for the record. The resolution in front of you is a continuation from prior boards, which would allow the treasurer or the chief deputy to cancel late charge and interest on a per parcel basis, which would eliminate the need of bringing those in front of the commissioners at our monthly tax cancellation. And we would be providing you with a spreadsheet each month of the parcels and the amounts and the reasons why we canceled the late charge and interest.
And this is up to a limit of $500, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
I'm fine. Leslie?
Yep.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve resolution 2019-46, and this is the treasurer authorization in the cancellation of penalties and interest for the property taxes.
Second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. Motion carried. I'm going to reverse the order a little bit here and move on to item 12, so we can leave the towing contract to the very end. And so item 12 is resolution 2019-39 for the district court fee auditor. Keith?
Keith Taylor for the record, auditor's office. This resolution actually got brought before you on April 16th, so it's really more of a formality. But it needed to be, because it is a new fee, it needed to be properly noticed. So it's been ran for the past 2 weeks in the Coeur d'Alene Press, and so now I guess this would be the public meeting to approve that new fee of $12.50 for to do partial payments within district court versus an outside party.
Does this need to be a public hearing, or we can just go ahead and?
We're essentially reaffirming a resolution, aren't we?
Yeah, I believe it can just be approved by this resolution.
Okay. Then I move that we approve resolution 2019-39, and it's regarding the district court fees.
And I second.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. The motion is carried. Thank you.
You want to try to get Bill on the phone?
I would give it a shot. Want to try?
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's try. He doesn't think there's, We're pausing here for a moment. We're gonna see if we can reach Commissioner Brooks by phone.
Did all you guys get on the sign in? And whose pen got stolen?
Oh, that's actually my pen.
Okay.
I guess I was the first one.
No, no answer.
See, we're honest here at the county. No bill?
No bill.
Okay.
Oh. If you would, please, thank you. And, yes, if you would, Kathy.
You okay, Tina?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, so we're moving on to what was item 11 and is now item 12, and it's the final item on our agenda for today, which is a review and possible decision on the towing contract for our sheriff's organization, and once again, that falls on our VOCC. So I guess what I'm gonna do at this time is just open it up for a brief discussion. Any comments? Sheriff Wolfinger, would you care to?
Commissioners, I think I've said my piece on this matter. I don't think I need to belabor the point. And, you know, this not only applies to the sheriff's office, it applies to all county entities that have vehicles. So any towing, you know, any county vehicles that the treasurers used it, the assessors, you know, things of that nature as well. This did not go to bid. It went to an RFP in the original process. It wasn't a formal bid process, and I think there may have been some confusion as to what that process really was. I'll leave it at that. I think you've heard me enough.
Okay.
I really feel that this is a sheriff's matter. You know, the Board of Commissioners kind of has authority over budgets, but not really over the sheriff and his operations. So the only thing that I would entertain is potentially signing non-exclusive price-setting agreements with other tow companies, and then other elected officials can choose to use whom they would prefer. But otherwise, you know, to disrupt the sheriff and his operation, I don't feel that that's really my place on the board.
Okay, and before I opine, I guess what I'd like to do is ask John Magnuson. Any comments, John?
Well, thank you, Commissioner. And with all due respect, I don't perceive it as disrupting anything. I perceive it as fair and equity to all qualified members who are members of the community, and not allowing for the choice of one over the other. And with respect to the disruption issue, as I tried to outline in my follow-up correspondence and information that went to the commissioners, I trusted you received it, simply to put this in the proper context to say how we in fact got here, which was, I recognize through a prior board, and I recognize that a prior board in that context is not binding on this board, but nonetheless, we proceeded. It was not as if this was done in an isolated vacuum. It was done with extensive ongoing discussions and negotiations as to what form would be acceptable to the sheriff, and we ultimately, after a myriad of permutations, came up with acceptable documentation that implements his standards and allows everyone to have an equal and fair opportunity, provided they can meet the sheriff's qualifications. And regrettably, those processes, as you can see, take an inordinate amount of time, and so by the time we got here, we had 2 new faces, and otherwise, we probably wouldn't be here.
Okay. Scott, would you care?
Thank you,
to jump in?
Commissioner. On behalf of Schaefer's Towing, I think we echo Sheriff Wolfinger's comments where he indicated that it isn't broke. The system isn't broke. It's working well for the Sheriff's Department. The county's getting good service at a good rate. And so on behalf of Schaefer's, we would ask the Commission to continue that program in place. And I think Terry Bullis spoke eloquently last time we were here on the history of Schaefer's Towing with this contract. And so we're here obviously interested in, we'd like the Commission to continue the program as it exists.
Okay. Leslie, did you have any further comments?
So I'm willing to make a motion that says sheriff picks his own tow company, or that the county can enter into the non-exclusive price agreements and allow other elected officials, as long as they meet the sheriff's towing requirements, allow other elected officials to call whom they choose from that list. But that's as far as I can go.
So in essence, what you're suggesting, and I think I agree, is that we set up a system which is based on a non-exclusive arrangement with individual contracts, with individual vendors, on a presumably rotating system governed by the sheriff.
No,
You're
nope,
not saying that?
nope, not saying that at all. Just saying that if we have 5 tow companies and all 5 tow companies fill out this non-exclusive price agreement, then any elected official can call any tow truck company they want. And then that way, sheriff gets to pick who he wants, treasurer picks who he wants on down the line. Or I'm saying, I'm willing to just stay out of it completely and leave it as it is.
May I have a
So-
comment?
By all means.
I think we have a better area of expertise when we're looking for qualifications for tow trucks, whether it be safety equipment or whatever else.
Absolutely.
Than the treasurer does. I
Right.
mean, I wouldn't get in his part about putting money away, that's his
Right.
business, not mine. So I guess the idea of the original contract was that all county entities could use that contract, and they wouldn't have to go out and find their own tow company.
Right.
But there was always a provision that if, owner preference, if the assessor was broke down in Hell's Gulch and the closest tow company was in St. Mary's, they always had that option to still use that. And I think that we would never want to lose that option, just for convenience, if
Sure.
nothing else. But I think that having each one of them have to choose their own company and make sure they've complied with the sheriff's standards puts an onus on those other elected officials that they just don't have that expertise.
Sure. Well, I mean, you have your requirements, and so we wouldn't enter into an agreement unless they met your requirements. So I'm just saying as an option, that's just one thing that I thought would, potentially help. But as far as you're concerned, I trust you to get the cars off the street and get those officers back on patrol as soon as possible.
Okay, so then for the purpose of clarity, would you restate the motion?
Well, which one? Because I'll make either one of two.
Okay, make the initial motion about the non-exclusive agreement.
Okay, so I move that the board agrees to enter into non-exclusive price agreements with tow companies who apply and meet the sheriff requirements, and that way they can be available to all county departments. Is that too muddled? Okay.
And I will second the motion.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye. And the motion is carried. Public comment? Hearing none, 2:32 PM, meeting adjourned.